now that we beaten that boss. Have any of you ever played Assassin's Creed 1? It's my favorite in the series. And I always tell people that Assassin's Creed is kind of a spiritual successor to Metal Gear in a few aspects. And I had even planned on making a video about this, but from the looks of it, if any of you are a fan of Hyper Hero, it looks like he's going to be doing an Assassin's Creed 1 video, because he did a poll not too long ago saying that would you not be interested in a video called The Things That Assassin's Creed 1 Got Right. So I was like, damn, alright, well he's going to make a better video than I ever could. So I'll just express my thoughts on the game right here, right now. So there's particularly like a whole bunch of memorable things about Assassin's Creed 1, the rest of the franchise, and really no other game has done, for that matter. And one thing that particularly sticks out is its villains. The villains in Assassin's Creed 1 are brilliant. I love each and every one of them. And I love the missions that correspond with them. I think the appeal that a lot of people get from the Metal Gear Solid villains is the appeal that I get from the Assassin's Creed 1 villains, in the sense that it's a boss with a larger-than-life personality, a unique bit of gameplay attached to their part of the game, and a closing monologue that makes you feel sympathetic to them. They're basically these comic book villains that are portrayed as like cartoonishly evil until you're able to beat their mission and then get to talk to them. And the whole point of each of the targets, first of all, they're loosely based off of real historical figures, which makes them more interesting. Although, admittingly, the figures that they pick are very, like, loose. They're people who really we only know their name and that they're a person who existed. And Ubisoft just took that and expanded upon it a lot more. Their intro cutscene and their exit cutscenes are distinctly memorable, as well as the missions that you kill them in are really, really great, and the rest of the Assassin's Creed games never really reach up to them, because they're very reflective of their characters. You can really tell that they made the character first. And the whole point of the game is that as you're going through them, everything before and after their assassination missions is just you learning about their backstory and who they are. Then you get to finally confront them in their intro cutscene, where all of those rumors and things that you've been hearing about them all come together.
I meant no insult. Then you should have kept your mouth shut. No, stop! Stop? I'm just getting started. No! Stop! No! You came into my souk, stood before my men, and dared to insult me? Your face! No. Leave the body. Let this be a lesson to the rest of you. Think twice before you tell me something cannot be done. Now get back to work.
In a really interesting way, and which often leads to some really great cutscenes. And this is why I keep on telling people, don't skip Assassin's Creed 1. And then the levels that you kill them in are pretty great too, because they're reflective of their characters. For instance, there's this one character who is like this mad doctor, and you need to assassinate him in his hospital.
I asked you to retrieve the patient, not to kill him. There. Everything will be all right.
No!
Give me your hand.
Don't touch me! Not again!
Cast out this fear, else I cannot help you.
Help me? Like you helped the others? You took their souls! I saw! But not mine! No! You'll not have mine! Ah!
Take hold of yourself. Do you think this gives me pleasure? Do you think I want to hurt you? But you leave me no choice.
Every kind word matched by the back of his hand. All lies and deception. He won't be content until all bow before him.
You should not have done that. Return him to his quarters. I'll be along once I've tended to the
You
other.
can't keep me here. I'll escape again.
No, you won't. Break his legs, both of them. I am so sorry. You people nothing better to do?
In his hospital, but there are all these idiots running around, and you need to like kind of MacGyver your way through the corridors without running into the idiots, because the idiots can push you and expose your cover. And then there's another mission where the target has kidnapped one of your allies, and he's executing these prisoners. So you're scrambling to the rooftops trying to get to the target as quick as you can while he's killing off these innocent people. And if you don't get him into time, he's going to kill your ally, and you'll fail the mission. And then there's another great mission where, because your reputation of killing people has gone so out of hand, and the whole Assassin's Creed uniform, you're dressed up like a priest in medieval times, you've scared the guy that you're trying to kill so much that he just starts lashing out at any priest that he sees, because he's so scared that you're going to come for him.
It is not for us to call attention to ourselves.
Perhaps. Or perhaps they do not know you because you are not a man of God, but an assassin!
Never.
You wear the same robes.
If they cover themselves as we do, it is only to instill uncertainty and fear. You must not give in.
Are you calling me?
Every single target in that game, I distinctly remember. I remember their backstory, I remember the mission that I killed them in, and I remember their outro cutscene.
Please, don't do this.
You are afraid,
Of course I am afraid.
but you'll be safe now, held in the arms of your god.
Have my brothers taught you nothing? I know what waits for me. For all of us.
If not your god, then what?
Nothing. Nothing waits. And that is what I fear.
You don't believe.
How could I, given what I know? What I've seen? Our treasure was the proof
Proof of what?
that this life is all we have.
Linger a while longer then, and tell me of the part you were to play.
A blockade by sea. To keep the fool kings and queens from sending reinforcements. Once we...
Conquered the Holy Land?
freed it, you fool. From the tyranny of faith.
Freedom? You worked to overthrow cities, control men's minds, murdered any who spoke against you.
I followed my orders, believing in my cause. Same as you.
They're fantastic, and really, none of the targets in any of the later games even come close. The best antagonist that we get after Assassin's Creed 1 is like Haytham from Assassin's Creed 3.
Oi! Where you going, Cully?
Me?
No, the other cock Robin.
Well, I was leaving.
Oh? And now?
Well, now... I'm going to feed you your teeth.
And you were worried I was going to be the problem?
Then there's that overarching theme of, with every target that you kill, and every time that Altair hears their perspective of the world, the whole arc that Altair goes through in the game, he goes through two arcs. One of the arc is that at the start of the game, he's become like the worst kind of person in the Assassin's Order. And then by the end of the game, he's become the best kind of person in the Assassin's Order, and that's whenever he becomes a Master Assassin once again, after he was disgraced at the beginning of the game through his arrogance. But then the second arc that he goes to, he loses the mind control that the Assassin's Order has put upon him by hearing the perspectives of his enemies, which is really interesting. And it's those two arcs, how memorable the villains are and how memorable their missions are, that I'm going to say it. Come on, all you 30-year-olds, come and get me. The Rogues Gallery in Assassin's Creed 1 is better than the Rogues Gallery in any Metal Gear Solid game. Fight me. I don't care. come and kill me. I don't care. But yeah, it's unfortunate that none of the Rogues Galleries in the later games even come close to it. They had a shift in making each mission more distinct in itself in the later games, rather than having the characters dictate the missions, which I suppose is understandable, but I don't know why you couldn't do both. Why you couldn't have distinct missions and also have them tie into the characters that you're trying to kill, or tie into the characters that you're playing as, or your friends. It all just feels very disconnected, which is like fulfills into Assassin's Creed's ongoing problem of an identity crisis, but don't skip Assassin's Creed 1, especially for the villains. They're spectacular.
I would see your eyes before you die.
I sense you expected someone else.
What sorcery is this?